I was watching a little bit of Sakura's, and it feels like this has been like my run in this feels literally like decades ago.
Yeah. Last one to the airport buys breakfast. Day one. All right. Let's get going here. Michael.
What are we doing? Give us a big introduction, bro. Please
I'm gonna introduce.
Give us a big introduction,
because
my
this
guy.
is one of my favorite characters from the original Power. I would say top 1 or 2 favorite characters. From
I feel like you
original
just
Power.
said that, but I watched Joe's, so I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna feel too special.
Did I say that in Joe's episode too? Did I say that? I'm dead ass. Like
don't know.
literally,
I'm just fucking with
you
you, bro.
are
I'm just
one
fucking
of
with
my favorite characters from the original Power.
appreciate it, brother.
There was just something about Julio.
You're just cool, bro.
Right.
He was just cool.
And we're gonna get into it, but we got J.R. Ramirez here in the building.
Heyo.
In the building with the boys.
Yeah.
I've been
sorry.
harassing him for a year to come on. He's finally here.
The guy's busy, man. The guy's working, man.
Yeah, what's been up, bro?
I mean, look who's talking, guys. Look who's talking. It's been a blessing all around, brother.
Hell
well,
yeah,
listen,
bro.
you guys
Busy,
were
you know?
#1 on Netflix last year, right?
We were, brother. Yeah, it's been a roller coaster. You know,
Going crazy.
we came out for a couple years on NBC and then got canceled. You know, as you normally do, and then but I don't know. It was just kind of something weird in the air. We felt it when it was over, that it just really wasn't like there could be something else
Yeah,
happening.
it wasn't really over.
But you know, at the end of the day, like some of the actors took another job because you gotta we
work
had like about a month and a half of this waiting game,
Right.
where our boss at the time was just like, I can't really ask you to do this, but like just be patient.
Right.
People got some people got you gotta do what you gotta do. So some but anyways, yeah, I'm crazy, man. Like it went into this whole bidding war. NBC came back to the table with it all. They
wanted the show back?
Well, the thing is that once
So JR's on Manifest. So if you're not familiar with the show, massive show on Netflix.
everybody's
now. But yeah, it
familiar
got
with that
canceled
shit.
on NBC.
It got canceled on NBC, and the thing is, I think they had the rights to, because it's a Warner Brothers show,
Right.
That NBC bought. So NBC had the rights for a little while. They put it once they canceled us, they put it on Netflix. They sold it to Netflix or whatever the whole run was. Anyways, it went on Netflix within like a week. Our boss didn't even know, and it took off. We hit #1 for like 58 days or something like that. It was insane. So then they saw that, and Netflix and NBC came back to the table in this whole bidding war thing, which was it just
That's
doesn't,
how you milk them.
it doesn't happen in the business, bro. So we were
Yeah, that's
so
a
it was so
blessing right
great.
Yeah,
It
that was. I
incredible.
remember
That's a
seeing that
blessing right
unfold
there.
because people were on Twitter going nuts.
Yeah,
like,
it was
Imagine
don't
pretty
cancel
NBC and
Manifest.
It was
Netflix
pretty
fighting
remarkable,
over your
man.
shit.
And then we shot it. So by the time we came back and shot it, and then went back, it came back on the air on Netflix for the first time. It was a span of like over a year and a bit. So it'd been a long time for people to just kind of forget. And then we came out and we hit #1 worldwide, and that was just like, it was pretty crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's
It was
different.
pretty crazy, man. This
How,
just
how did
shows
it? How did it feel in comparison to like when Power happened?
I mean, I think the thing about Power too, like, I'm not gonna age myself, but I mean, you were there from day one with me. It was a kind of thing. I feel like when Power first came around, no one really knew about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we didn't really get our like buzz and our hype until a few seasons in.
Right.
And then it took off.
Started
I mean,
from
and
the bottom.
look where it is now. You know what I mean? So with us, I think it was a little bit different because NBC has this, you know what I mean? Like broadcast
That's
television
NBC.
is kind of, there's just like, we did like 18 point something million our pilot episode.
Damn.
We hit almost American Idol numbers.
Oh my God.
And then we fizzled off like
Right,
you do. But like, everyone kind of knew about it from the jump.
Right.
So yeah, it was just,
I mean, it's a
been blessed all
genius.
around,
Like the idea of the show. Have you seen it, Mike?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen a little bit of it.
It's so good. It's like that is such an interesting thing. Like, what would happen if these people took off on a plane and then all of a sudden, how many years is it later?
5.5.
5.5 years.
5.5.
They land. They don't know anything's different. They're all the same age, everything.
Yeah.
But the whole world has gone 5.5
Yeah, I mean, it's
years.
just a story you kind of been hearing for a long time with the planes disappearing over the Bermuda
Right.
Triangle and like the
Right.
stuff of like the possibility of that something like that happening. And then you had Lost that came around and did so well for a long time. But yeah, man,
It's such a cool. Yeah, it's
they
such a
did
cool
a
idea.
good job at. It's funny because it's there's a lot going on in the show, and I mean the best part about it was on the week every week it would come out on NBC. My parents don't speak English that well to this day. We're Cuban, and my dad would every single week would call me and be like, the first thing out of his mouth was like, what the F is going on? Because he couldn't understand it. And it's just like just so lost all the time. You know what I mean? It's just like I'm every week having to tell him exactly like.
Damn.
But yeah, man, it's been
That's fine.
It's been a ride.
Did he like power? Was he a big?
He loved power.
Yeah.
My parent. I mean, power for me was my first like proper like introduction to the business. You know what I mean? And it was such a roller coaster ride for me, the way that it all kind of happened.
Yeah, go into it, please. Let's hear. So, like, what was the first thing you knew you wanted to be an actor? Like, where did that start?
Yeah, where'd the spark come from?
Spark as when I first wanted to be an actor. But it's funny enough, I'm pretty sure I've talked to you about this. Now looking back, I always said, I wish I would have started young.
Right.
Because I always say that, you know what I mean? Because for me, like I don't come from a family of arts. My whole family is there in the medical field.
Right.
Nurses, cardiologists, like, you know, my parents
So you're
wanted
the first artist.
Yeah, my parents wanted me to be a doctor, and I was just like, to this day, I see a little bit of blood, and like it just it don't go well. So I was like, and plus all those years in school. So, anyways, man, I went to school. I think it's relatable. I had no idea what the heck I wanted to do in college. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I got to try to get a business major. Ended up getting my real estate license. Moved down because I grew up in Tampa. Moved down to Miami. Fell into the whole modeling world through a friend of mine. Started doing commercials, and I mean, I think that the main point for me that I can kind of remember at that point was I remember I did a McDonald's commercial. It was a big Super Bowl spot, and I remember I was a main guy. It was big time for me. I was just like, "What is this?" I remember just playing all day long and being like, "What?" Just getting like this innate feeling inside, being like, "What is this?" You know. And at the end of the day, I had a director come up to me. He goes, "I don't say this a lot. You speak through your eyes." And at that point, I was just like, "What the hell does that mean?" You know?
Okay, is this guy trying to bang me?
Yeah, I was like, "What the hell?"
He's like, "Your eyes are so soft."
Yeah, I was like, well, you know. And then it took me a while to understand what
What
he
do you mean
meant.
by
But
that,
anyways,
bro?
bro, that next morning I woke up and there was something inside me. I was just like, I want to explore what this is all is, you know. So, and that time in Miami, there was 2 acting classes. I put myself in both classes. Started as a little theater program. Within 4 months, I moved my happy ass to LA. Broke as can be. I had one friend in Malibu, and that was it. I was just like, I just always kind of like kept my. Cubans tend to come to this country I was born in Cuba. I left as a baby. I was a baby when I left, but like one thing I will say about, you know, our people is that they're it's probably my mom calling me right now. Yep. It's 42. She still calls me 15 times a day. What's up, mom?
My mom too.
It's unbelievable. I'm only child too, so I mean,
I know how that
you know what's up.
Hell yeah, 100%.
Anyways, bro, we're very, you know, hard workers, and we put our mind to something, man. We go after this. So there was no looking back. It was literally, you know, I knew that this is what I was going to do for the rest of my life. So,
Right. How'd you like LA? Did you like living there?
Oh boy, do we have enough time for that one? My friends, if they see this, are gonna kill me. I was the biggest. See, I can give this cliff notes. For me, man, when I never forget when those the LAX gates opened and I moved out there, I was just like, I was obsessed because I grew up in Florida, so I was obsessed with the climate.
Yeah, it's
like the dryness. I'd never experienced it before, and like the weather, you can't beat it. There's not a cloud in the sky.
Insane.
I spent 14 years out there, man.
I did not know you were out there.
Oh, a long time, bro. My whole circle's there.
Yeah.
All my friends now have homes with kids, and they can't really leave now. But long story short, man, as I've gotten older, as time passes, you change, things change. You know, I spent 10 years here in New York grinding. I currently want nothing to do with LA.
Damn.
I want nothing to do with it out there. But I just feel like I hit my expiration out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's a lot. I think through COVID and everything, I just kind of got to a place where I was just like, my friend's like, dude, you're not working. You haven't worked since December. Where are you? Because I always in hiatus, I would go back out there. I'm just like, I don't know. And also like my parents are older now, man. You know what I mean? They just hit 80. And Florida's a good little spot. I mean, just kind of posting up in Florida and New York and just kind of bouncing from there. But I love California as a state. I'll say that. I'll say it's, in my opinion, the most. I haven't done Montana or Utah, places that they say it's incredible, but for me, it's the most beautiful state I've ever been in. Yeah. The whole surfing, snowboarding the same day. Like, I mean, it's just, you got Ojai, you got San Francisco, you got all these places that are beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, the what's happening with it right now, and especially LA is in a rough place, in my opinion, with stuff that's going on, and unfortunately homeless and everything. Like it's just in a rough place. So I just taking a little break.
God, the women are too beautiful to leave. I can't do it.
In LA?
Yeah, I live in LA, and I'm here when.
Where are you out there?
Where?
Yeah.
We actually had a house. Over the hiatus.
Oh boy.
Oh boy is right.
Boy.
Yeah, oh boy indeed.
I've seen y'all stories.
Yeah, some of it was.
I love it.
Some of it was lit.
Yeah, I took one more paternity test than I would have liked out there. But, oh, we won't get into it. But yeah, no, we had a house in Encino. It was fire.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
it was a
Encino's
good
great,
time.
bro. Encino's kind of feel like that's where everyone's kind of like migrated to.
Yeah.
You know,
It was fire.
Yeah.
Everything was near us.
Look at you guys, man.
Yeah.
Kudos to you guys too, man. 'cause
Thank
that was,
you.
That's one thing I definitely want to touch on. I was like, you guys, you know, I mean, you've been on the ground for a long time. I don't really know your trajectory very much work-wise, but I do know both you guys at your age, with the success you've gotten, to do this, to be able to come out here and, you know, bring everyone here, give them a voice aside from what they see us on screen. That's big for you guys, dude. At your age, to be able to come here and do this kind of stuff. When you guys first opened this
Thank
up, I was
you,
like, I
bro.
love it, man.
Thank you
You
so
know what I
much.
mean?
I
Just real
appreciate
talk,
that.
man.
Yeah, you
You're-
saw Ken.
At your age, you guys can be, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
doing, you know, like wasting money doing all this, but you guys are making a difference doing this stuff, man. That's
Thank
huge.
you. Yeah, you
Thank
saw
you,
Ken props. You saw we
Yeah.
bring in all the crew members.
I
I
love
want
it,
them
bro.
to tell
No,
what
no,
they
that's
do. and
amazing, bro.
It's a really fun thing. Michael and I just have the best time doing
That
it.
shit's
So.
fun as hell.
There's
Shit's
nothing like
super
giving back, dog.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I'm struggling with right now is trying to like, you know, it's figuring out things that I want to do to like really, because you say it and then time passes and you just like, you know what I mean? Like the other day, my girl surprised me. We ended up going and feeding the homeless for a little while. She didn't tell me. And we woke up in the morning, we went out and I was just like the way I felt for the rest of the day. I'm like,
Right.
why am I not doing this shit more
Yeah,
often?
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You know, I
It's
know
a
you guys
different
probably
type
know
of
myself.
feeling.
I love animals,
Right.
but you know, I got a couple of organizations for fostering animals and all this stuff. But they always tell me to post, and I feel like I could do more. Like, why don't I go to a farm and help people? Like, you know, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like
I
there's
agree
something about
with
giving
that because
back, man.
I send money to this organization called Save the Chimps.
Yeah.
You can go on Amazon and just Amazon Prime peanuts to them all the time and bananas and stuff for the chimps. But yeah, they're like posts, and in a way, it's like look what I'm doing is
Yeah,
kind of
like
what
we
it
rather
comes
just
off.
do it rather than just showing
But
you.
really, what they want is because they see how big your following is.
Yeah.
So your one post
you're
could
the
get 100
influence.
people
Yeah,
to
you're
send
the
peanuts
influence.
instead of one.
Yeah.
So it looks like you're trying to
I
be
know
like, look what I
it's
do.
It's a tricky thing.
Right.
They told me that morning they were taking pictures like crazy of Mel and I like feeding. I haven't posted a single thing because this is like I can't like,
Right.
especially when it comes to that. It's just like I don't.
feels
This is
weird.
not about me, dog.
feels
You know what I
weird.
mean?
I
Like,
agree.
and I understand what you're saying. It helps, especially nowadays with social and everything. It helps kind of promote.
Spread
the-
the influence.
Because they see you
Awareness.
doing it, then
don't
hundreds
go
of
into it.
people will
I
come do
know.
it, and then if hundreds of like it grows.
It's
so
the
yeah,
stigma of so many
Right.
people doing it for that.
for that,
Yeah,
right?
that
The
is just like-
TikTokers and here's look at
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah,
food
yeah,
good?
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you do the McDonald's commercial. You get to LA. What's like your first TV thing that you booked?
My first gig was 24, bro.
Oh, wow,
I had
cool.
co-star on 24. I had 2 episodes I did on that. It was during the Freddie Prinze Jr. time.
Nice.
Um,
His reign over Hollywood.
yeah. But I never forget, man. I had a scene with Kiefer where, I can't even remember. I just remember I think I had 3 lines, if that.
Right.
And I was so nervous. You know what I mean? It was my first time ever. And I remember this guy sitting there. He was so humble and nice. He sat there. We introduced each other. They introduced us, whatever. And he was sitting there with the other actors talking about his ranch and the stuff that he was doing in his ranch. He was like involving me in the conversation as they're rolling. And I just remember having my 3 little lines rolling in my head. Be
Like
like,
you
don't,
still trying to talk.
Do you
don't
remember
mess
what
us
they
up.
are
Don't mess
still?
us up. Don't mess. No, I can't even remember. I was like, don't mess us up. I played a cop. I was like, don't mess us up. Don't mess us up. But anyways, I remember that was my first introduction, and I remember him just like kind of switching from
Right
his
off.
right off and going right into, you know, obviously at that Jack Bauer or whatever. He's so like that for him. He could do in his sleep, and he's so freaking talented. But it was just I remember that being like my first kind of like introduction to this crazy ass world, you know. But yeah, no, man. I mean, it's been a grind, bro. I've been hustling for a long time, you know.
So you did a ton of guest stars here.
I
and
did a
there.
bunch of commercials.
Right.
I was very lucky.
Paying the bills
I
as
did
an
a lot
actor.
of commercials. Worked every job you can think of, every restaurant you can think of, grinding, taking all different kinds of improv classes, everything, man.
You do UCB and Groundlings
everything.
there? Yeah, I did.
You
all
know, I
that,
try
yeah.
to do everything. I try to get as much little tools to put in my belt as I possibly can.
Right.
But,
Exercising that muscle.
you got
Right.
to, man. You got to.
Exercising that
you know?
muscle. Fact.
So then when does power happen? Like when is your
When
first
did that hit
like,
the desk?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Word.
Power was crazy for me, man, because I remember it coming around and it was these like kind of dummy sides. That
Yeah,
you
they
get.
didn't say no names.
They didn't
It was
say nothing. I didn't know anything.
But
I
it's
just
crazy
saw.
they did that before the show was even like a hit.
Yeah,
it
it was nuts. It was nuts. And I remember it being, of course, this kind of like Latin cholo kind of gangbanger. And I'm like, this is not stereotypical. This is not what I want to do.
Right.
So I said no twice. And my team came up to me and they're like, look, just go in there and read. And if you get it, then we'll figure it out. So I went in there and read, left. This was a Thursday. On Friday morning, I get a call that I got it.
Oh wow.
not like nothing else. And I was just like, and it was just a guest star. I think it was like 4 or 5 episodes.
Oh, so you booked it as or it was recurring? Was it 4 or 5?
It was real 4 or 5 episode
nice.
guest star. Still didn't know what the heck it was. They started telling me it was 50, this and that, blah blah blah. They started telling me everything, and I was just like, local hire, New York, and I'm just like, and at this point, I was just like, okay, I don't know anybody in New York. I've never been in New York before. I got to fly myself there. I got to put myself up. I don't know what the show's gonna be. 50, I don't know, at that point 50, you know what I mean, wasn't really doing TV that much.
Right.
I was just like, what am I doing? Like, is this gonna something about me? I don't know, between my team, who's really smart, man. I've had the same manager my whole career. She's been my rock.
Yeah, talk to her. She's great.
She's amazing, man. She's just all heart, you know. And she's like, dude, I think this will be really good for you. Find a fucking place to stay. I don't know if I can cuss.
Yeah, you can say whatever you
Thank
want.
God. I've been wanting to say so many F-bombs.
No,
We're out of control.
Anyway, she's like, find a fucking place to stay and just go. And I never forget, I called my cousin. I met a friend of mine here a couple times. He was like an acquaintance. I got a good vibe from him, and I called him. I was like, Steph, I was like, dude, I booked this job. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I literally, because the thing is, this was Friday. Sunday was a table read.
Oh my God.
So it was just like, it was one of those that like that.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, come to my
What
place.
episode was the
He's
pilot, right?
The pilot.
Yeah.
He's like, come. We had a table read,
Yeah.
the first table read on Sunday.
That's crazy.
And the
I
fitting.
remember that day.
And the fitting. And I was just like, and I got another crazy story too about it. But anyways, I do whatever. So I'm always grateful to this guy, bro. I stayed on his couch for the first like 4 weeks till I found a place. Came out here.
That's a real friend, right?
You know,
there.
yeah.
That's
He
a
helped
real
me out in
friend
the
right
beginning,
there,
but it was like kind of that thing, and that reoccurring turned into my first series regular right away. You know what I mean? And it became this huge thing that literally like propelled my career. I haven't stopped working since.
Yeah.
I haven't worked since November, but we're just gonna.
I mean, you got a hit show coming out in a month.
Nah,
so.
but I've had such an incredible run. But anyways, man, it was one of those where you just when you think something, you don't know something small, you never take, you know.
Bro, I
gotta
booked
take
it as a
that leap.
co-star. I booked it as one scene.
Did you? There you go. See?
One scene into
I
a
love
spinoff.
that.
Isn't that crazy?
I love that.
So the dummy size come out. It's stereotypical, you know, whatever. Yeah. When you actually get to the table read, are you like, okay, I see an arc for this guy. I see where this is going. And
table read for me, it was funny. Okay, quick story. So I went to. It was maybe 2 weeks prior.
God, I get such a big smile on my face. I love this.
Insane. This is insane. 2 weeks prior, I have a friend of mine takes me to this this really cool kind of church service in LA, and we end up connecting with this guy. And I just have like, you know, when you meet somebody and their energy is just like, you're like, dude, I want you as a friend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I got a very small circle. I don't say it a lot. I keep my circle super small, and I'm just like, and there was something about his energy and whatever, and I was just like. So we kind of like, you know, exchange information. A couple weeks pass. I get to the table read. As I'm walking to the table read, it's fucking Sinqua.
no.
It's Sinqua.
Holy
I was like,
shit.
what are you doing? He's like, what are you doing here? I was just like, what, bro?
That was a guy you had just met?
That was a guy I had met 2
That's
weeks
crazy.
prior at the
That's
table read.
Sinqua Walls plays Sean.
I get
My guy
goosebumps.
Sean, man.
It's my brother, man. He became like,
shout
he
out to
became,
Sinqua, man.
Yeah,
Shout
I
out
mean,
to
he became,
Sinqua.
dude's killing it.
Yeah, tell me get on the pod. What's going on?
I'm always giving a hard time.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, if I have to open the trades and see your face in another movie again, I'm gonna
He's
quit.
crushing.
He's
Yeah.
crushing it,
Yeah.
bro. He's crushing it. He's such a
Fire.
good soul. But anyway, yeah. So Sinqua was there. Table read was crazy for me, bro. It was my first big table read.
Yeah,
it was
it was
you know,
insane.
Chris Alberts was there. It was all
Yeah,
these
bro.
big time execs and stuff. it
Bro,
was
I
just
seen
insane.
50 there. I was like, yo, this is
I
crazy.
never forget. So yeah, for me, the table read, the one moment for me in the table read, I remember being like, I'd never forget. And he had him on here, fellow Cuban. I'd never forget. Enrico's.
Yes, I knew it.
Crazy
I knew it. I knew it was
I'm
going to be
sitting
Enrico.
here,
I knew it.
I'm sitting here thinking about
I knew
again
it.
going like skimming over like 40 pages to like my like 7 lines or whatever it was, like making sure I had my lines on, freaking out. This motherfucker, no, like forget about being off book. He didn't care about his lines. He got up and got in fucking Omari's face, you know, and like gave his spin. Still don't know to this day if his role was supposed to be kind of like bring this femininity to it that he brought.
Well,
I don't
he
think-
talked about it in his
I don't think it was.
episode.
Yeah, I don't think it was
Yeah,
on paper.
he did that
So anyways,
himself.
he did all this at
Right.
the table read.
Right.
Like full on got up like if we were
The
shooting
pilot.
this. And I just looked at him, I was like, dude, that's what this is all about. It's about
Yeah.
fucking taking risks.
Yeah,
It's about
just
playing.
doing it.
Just
Just
doing
doing
it.
it. Doing shit.
Just doing it. But you had execs, he didn't care about anybody that was there. I was just
was-
like, that's what it's all about, man. I'll never forget that. Like it propelled me so much in the sense of being like, dude, just
That's how you gotta be, man.
jump off that cliff, dog. If you fail, you fail. But like,
I absolutely love him.
he
the end
didn't
of the
care,
day,
bro.
he tried to
He's
do
an
some
artist
shit.
too, like through and through.
Yeah.
That dude's
Oh,
an
yeah.
artist, through and through, bro.
100%.
Like he's such an
Artist, bro.
artist.
And what was Omari's reaction? Was he like, what
He
the
played,
fuck?
he played right along.
He played right
with
along
him.
with it, bro.
Yeah,
He played right. How can you not? He
Yeah.
gave him so much, you know.
And Omari does do a little he does.
Because Omari's the same way,
method,
honestly. Yeah, like
Yeah.
he would just like in rehearsals and shit. Like there would be certain times where there's nothing that's even written. He would just throw it in there. He'd be
play it
like,
in
it would
there.
be the most unexpected shit. Like, damn.
Yep.
And it works every time.
Wow, that's
every
insane.
time.
Yeah, it was
Have you kept in contact with Enrique?
a lot of people, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of people. Cinco is like my brother. David Fumero, who
Love him.
David Fumero is my brother.
Yep.
I talked to Joe. We gotta go get pizza. I've been talking about it for a minute. Still haven't hit him up because I've been out of New York for a while. O is like one of my biggest supporters of all time. Constantly just like keeping in touch and like proud, you know.
Bro,
freaking
that's
partner.
also what this is all about. Like I was just telling Berto because Berto had just we just shot an episode with Alberto before we did the 305 recap because we're recapping the episodes weekly. He had just died, like his episode just died yesterday. And I just was like looking at him on the couch. I'm like, bro, I'm so fucking glad I met you. Like he's such a good dude, and that's honestly like what a lot of this is for me about. Like I've met like my fucking best friend in the world. We have a production company together. Like through this show, through what this is, you know, everyone has created. Courtney 50, everyone involved, Mark Canton, like I just have met my people, and
it's a rarity in the biz.
Right.
You'll go.
I
You'll
tell
Type
yeah.
of feeling.
It's
really
a
different
rarity,
type of
dog. It's a
feeling.
rarity. So you go through this crazy ass business, and there'll be, you know, you'll have your specs of that, you know.
Right.
But to be able to have something so significant
and it's
like
solidified
that,
too.
like, oh man,
Different.
Right.
yeah,
Different
that's a blessing, dude.
Right. So you do the first season.
Yeah.
You do your 5 episodes.
Yep.
What's the reaction? What do you get from like people liking your character? Was there anything specific on set that you remember going, this is gonna be a hit, or I don't know what this is gonna be?
You know what's funny, man, is I did the first scene with Joe when we walked up to this house. My God, I forgot the other character's name. Anyways, we walked into his backyard. It was the first scene.
Oh, Cristobal.
No.
You walk into the backyard and they're in their
Yeah.
garage.
Was it Cristobal?
Yeah, it's Cristobal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know my power.
My
I
God,
know
look at
my
you, bro.
power.
Look at you.
damn.
Yeah, that scene. That was the first scene we shot in Power.
Damn.
That was the first
That's a
scene, the
good
first
scene,
day.
too.
Yeah. And I remember being there. I remember Joe improvising with him and stuff, and us working and being like, me thinking, I was like, this looks, right off the jump, I was like, this looks legit. Like, it felt different. I was just like, I have a feeling. And by the time the first season ended, like I said, not a lot of people are really jumping on the Power train.
Right.
I'm like, dude, this is good television,
Right.
man. This has a little bit of everything, and people are going to love it.
Right.
And I mean, look at, you know, how many years are we now into it? Like, universe
like
is
10.
amazing.
Yeah.
Courtney and everyone's created. Like,
Yeah.
kudos, it's incredible what they've done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this, you know, it's a team effort, man, and to be able to kind of do that for such a long time, this
Right.
you know.
Different type of feeling, honestly. You get ship done?
Yeah, I get ship done. You get ship done?
Yeah, I get ship done, man. I use ShipStation. Of course I get ship done.
I use ShipStation too.
Come on, baby. This is what the boys use to get shit done. Listen, man, this AI stuff is taking over, bro. We live in a crazy automated world right now. That's literally what it's becoming.
But some stuff still requires tedious manual work.
Now, lucky to our e-commerce business owners, shipping is no longer a manual task thanks to ShipStation.
Because they get ship done.
Save time automating your shipping and returns.
While keeping costs down with industry-leading discounts.
Bro, it's so easy using the ShipStation dashboard to manage your orders.
There's a free trial and a quick setup. So now's the time to use ShipStation if you've been on the fence. Listen, I know that a lot of our podcast listeners and fans have their own merch. I get messages every day. I want to send you my merch, Use ShipStation. I promise you it'll make it so much easier. We sell merch.
Use ShipStation, your life is easier. I'm telling you. You can automate shipping tasks for every order using this one simple-to-use dashboard.
It has easy integration with everywhere you sell, including Etsy, eBay, Amazon, Shopify. Now with ShipStation, you can easily print shipping labels,
Easily compare rates,
delivery times to optimize every single shipment.
and automate them delivery notifications so your customers know that it's coming.
Think about it. If your company starts to blow up and you got to do this all yourself, impossible. ShipStation does it for you.
See, look, we told you about them industry discounts. You could get up to 84% on UPS and USPS rates. 84%, that's damn near free.
That's insane.
Use our promo code to try ShipStation free for 2 months. That's 60 days, free trial.
Spend more time growing your business when you automate shipping tasks using ShipStation.
Go to ShipStation.com and use that code CREW today and sign up for your free 60-day trial. 60 days, man, come on, free.
That's ShipStation.com, code The Crew. Back to the episode.
Yeah.
So it comes out. Are people starting to recognize you on the street in New
No,
York?
I mean
Like-
a little bit, man. Season 1, not really. By season 2,
yeah. that's when it blew
by
up.
season 2, it was everywhere we went in New York. I mean, I've had so many random
Crazy.
stories,
Yeah.
as I'm sure you guys have.
Hell,
But
what?
yeah. It was, and by the end of it, it's, it was the kind of thing where, Julio was, I loved the character to death, but he was a character that wasn't really that flushed out, if you think about it. You know what I mean? We had, I don't know how many series regulars we had. We had like 10 series regulars.
Yeah, we had a lot.
It was a big
It was a
cast.
lot.
There was a lot of story to be told. My character was never really flushed out that much. You don't know about his background really, or his his family, and none of that
Kinda
stuff.
mysterious.
Yeah, he was always one of the most loyal dudes ever.
Right.
He
That's
was
why
just
everyone loved him.
He was he just hustled for them, man. He always had their back. But yeah, a few things like I would get to this day I get a lot of people telling me about just how organically he felt from the streets.
Right.
And that's one thing for me, because I came out, I remember I spent some time, I had some friends of mine take me to like the Bronx, taking me to areas of New York I'd never been in, and just kind of like had coffee and just kind of like hung around and saw what it felt like to be from New York. So for me, not being from here, not knowing what that really meant that's one of the biggest compliments I ever got. You know what I mean? It's like Julio felt like he was from the streets.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was one of the, because I'm really hard on myself, but that was one of the times I kind of like really patted myself on the back. And he's just, it's crazy, man. Like even at the
gotta pat
premiere,
yourself on the
premiere
back
6
for
when
shit like
at the
that.
premiere when they put every character up there, like
Oh,
the
yeah,
love,
yeah, yeah. That
the
was
love he
different.
gets,
Yo,
man. He got
the
so much
noise was
love, man. He
insane.
got so much
The
love.
noise they made was crazy.
Julio loves. They loved Julio, man.
was
So
in
it was like
Madison Square Garden. That
it
was
was
a
cool to see, bro.
crazy-ass night.
It was really cool.
Yeah, Julio is he's one.
Now
of the-
Julio's that guy,
Bro, there was every
Everybody loved
single
Julio.
episode on The Crew has it. If you read the comments,
It's like, where's Julio? Where's
we
Julio?
need JR, we need Julio. I'm like, I'm trying.
That speaks a lot, man. It
Yeah,
really does.
seriously,
volumes,
it
bro.
just like speaks of like what
It
you
speaks
did with the
volumes,
character and all that
Impactful
stuff.
shit, bro.
Yeah.
We do impactful shit.
Yeah,
Do you have any scenes like that were your favorites to shoot? Or is there anything specifically that like
I didn't work with you a lot.
Not much.
We didn't
man.
work a lot,
Yeah.
so you wouldn't really like know. But I
Yeah,
was
we had no
bitching all the time. I'm Cuban, dog. I don't do cold.
Yeah,
So
bro,
like,
it's
and,
tough.
like, and the first couple years, they said it was some of the worst winters New York had
Oh, yeah,
seen
yeah,
in like
yeah,
a
yeah.
decade.
It was bad.
I mean, I remember specifically I had a scene with Joe and a couple other people, and Joe's from Chicago. He's a tough motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, he can
Like,
get
he's
cold
tough,
like it's nothing.
and cold for him is nothing. You know what I mean? Polish ass, like he's just like he don't, you know what I mean? But like, and I remember
we've
were
been in LA for 10 years.
Oh,
so
I-
our blood's thin.
Bro, I
we're
went from
soft.
Florida to
Yeah,
LA. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like I'm awful. I was always complaining about the cold, but I remember there was this one day where we were coming out of that white van that we'd always work out of, and we were the cops come in, they handcuff us.
Oh, yeah.
And they put us on, so we were handcuffed on the pavement,
Right.
bro. And I
Because
remember
you switched the bags, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember
I
being
know my
this guy, unbelievable. He's a
insane.
encyclopedia. I
That's
love it.
insane. That is
I love
insane.
it. I just remember being so cold, and in my mind being like, "Don't." Joe's gonna yell at you. Don't say anything. You're not a pansy. You got this. I had warmers everywhere. Like I was just like,
It's still
bro, we
cold.
were freezing. I remember him being like, he looks over at me. He goes, Jay, if they don't shoot us out in the next 10 minutes, I'm fucking quitting. Like he was just like he was freezing.
Like him just now.
And I looked at Joe and be like, oh, bro, I felt so good being like, you say that?
Yeah, yeah.
It was just one of those unbearable days.
And
man.
you're
It was
laying
just
on the
like-
pavement.
It was just like, yeah, the extremities of the cold I've dealt with working here on 3 shows, but like for some reason, a couple of seasons of Power were unbearable.
Insane. Like
It was
when we killed
just-
Kanan, that was one of those unbearable days. Even though I was in the car for most of it, but like for everyone else, like, yo, that was a bad day. So many people got sick. Somebody broke their fucking leg or some shit that day. It was a lot.
I had a day where we were shooting. We were doing. Joe was. I think this was a day he got really sick where he couldn't work. They had to do a stand-in. He was so mad because you know, I mean, he's such a trooper.
He just wants to work.
But he had to stay in his trailer because he was dead sick. And we were shooting a night scene by the Hudson, like right off the Hudson. And it was like when they got up on the those cars that have those trucks that have the cars on them.
Yep, yeah, yeah.
And they were getting up there to steal the drugs out
Yep.
of the trunks. And like I remember coming out, and I had come out. I come out real quick and say something. I remember doing the scene, and David Noller comes to me right in the warming tent. He's like, "Are you good?" I was like, did I suck? Like what happened? He's like, dude, you are a ghost white. You're so white right now.
Yo.
And I was just like, no, bro, I'm all right. He's like, I guess because the cold was so bad that like it flushed out my skin. So, I mean, we had days it was just like,
Yo.
And that day, I think one of our crew got hypothermia from being out there. Like, bro, I'm telling you, it was extreme.
It was bad
so
conditions.
for me, the
like,
weather
it
for me
crazy
was just like,
People say that to me all the time. They're like, "You look really white." I'm like, "That's just me."
That's just
I'm like, "That's just your boy," you know. Yeah, it is crazy, but people don't realize like, what other shows have you shot in New York?
I did Jessica Jones after this, a Marvel show, and then I did Manifest.
Nice. So with Jessica Jones, kind of you shooting like
Indoors. It was a lot of
It was indoor?
For me, it was a lot of indoors. Yeah.
Nice. But Power,
Stages.
like we're shooting
A lot of
in
interior.
Queens,
Everything.
deep
Brooklyn,
in the trap, like in some bad areas, and it's cold
tough.
all night
It's tough.
shoots.
Yeah, it's
Like
tough.
because what most of Julio scenes were like
Outdoors.
drops at night,
Yeah. Mhm.
outdoor,
Yeah.
you know stuff with Omari
In the
and
trenches.
right in the
Yeah,
trenches.
yeah,
So
yeah.
because that's where they send Julio most of the time.
Right. Yeah.
So that I could see how that
was
could have
tough,
been a
man. It was
rough.
tough. It
Yeah.
prepared me for Manifest for sure because a lot of my stuff in Manifest was we did a lot of exterior stuff too. But yeah, man. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like looking back at it now too, because I remember when I first started being like, again, LA. I want to shoot in LA. I want to work in LA.
Bro,
I want to
that's what
I want to drive up to my little,
I say
drive up
this
to my little,
every-
you know what I mean? Like my girl,
I say that. I say
David
this all
Fermero's
the
wife,
time.
Melissa. She's like she was on Brooklyn Nine-Nine for so long. She's like, and she would drive up to her little her little stage right by her house and pull her car in, go to work, come back. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I want that, but now looking back at everything, not saying that doesn't sound incredible, but like there is a beauty to working in New York City.
Nah, it's
Yeah,
a
I'm
different
starting to
type of
feel that
feeling.
this year.
Dog, there's
It's
a
a
beauty to
different type of
working.
feeling.
There's a beauty to filming here that
Yeah.
like is just like nothing else.
It's
Especially
so
when you're
funny.
like in
It
like
just really
public, the
is.
people like even like the people that don't even know about the show, it's just like they see like you see the amazement on their face. They're like, damn, they're shooting a fucking show and this
Bro,
shit.
bro,
it's
the
show-
show,
crazy to get all that
the
energy
city is a
going.
show within itself.
Yeah, exactly.
And so many, in so many shows when you shoot here, man, the city gives you so much grit, so much like.
I have so many friends that shoot shows in LA, and they say to me, they're like, dude, it's so sick filming. I'm like, I knew a girl who was on the show for 11 years on the Warner Brothers lot. She would legitimately drive up to the parking spot, and her dressing room was like 4 inches around the corner through the door. I'm like, you're in beautiful weather on the Warner Brothers lot. Like, what could you more you ask for? And she's like, I just want to shoot a show in New York. And I'm like outside, like me
Dying.
and Mike are
Freezing.
doing a scene
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this. I'm
dying,
like,
dying.
Freeze it, bro.
I know.
but there's just, you're right, there's something about it because it's very rare. And you're right, New York City is its own character in the show.
I also love shooting in New York City, especially when we're in like certain neighborhoods of like people that are like walking. It's like, no, this is my neighborhood. Y'all don't get to just come.
yeah,
Y'all don't get to just come in my
Yeah.
neighborhood and just shoot. That
the
should be
characters.
having me dying. I'm like, bro, yes we do. We paid for this shit. Like,
And in LA,
like,
all they'll say is, make sure you're recycling. Make sure all that is recycled.
bro, this shit is hilarious. And they'll be just walking. They have nowhere, like no business over there. They have like 20. They have like different business somewhere else. They just stop and just sitting on the set. They're like, well, this is my block. I live right here, and you guys are just disturbing. I'm like, bro.
We had a scene last year where we were shooting on some block in Manhattan. And it was supposed to be closed off, obviously, but it wasn't in that moment.
It happens a lot.
It happens a lot. I mean,
Because
it's a tough
sometimes-
job. You know what I
right.
mean? 'Cause especially in the middle of the day in Manhattan. And I never forget, I was in this brownstone. I'm on the steps knocking on the door, talking to somebody. And those big ass party, like the big bus, with like all the whatever tourist bus comes up, packed with people, and stops right where our thing and just goes crazy and just sat there. They sat there for a good like 2 minutes, and we're just like, this is New York. Dude. Like you just like you know, you gotta go.
You gotta
Reset.
get
You
the
gotta go
noise,
through it. You gotta go through it.
everything.
You know?
Like you just gotta deal with it.
You got to deal with the
we had it-
construction noise,
yeah.
planes,
You're
helicopters.
like, this is gonna be ADR like a motherfucker. You know?
Yeah, we had a scene where we it was episode 304.
Yeah, where we're walking in the city, right?
We literally have a scene where it's a long lens.
It's a
and
one
it's
shot.
literally Michael and I, it's a oneer. We're walking
talk.
from the top of the block all the way down the block, and the lens is all the way down there. It's catching the whole thing, and we're just having a conversation, and
The
it's just
whole
rogue.
entire scene.
There's just mad people everywhere. It's the whole scene, me and him just going out, and then we dap up, and then we go our separate ways.
That whole entire scene is ADR.
It was
Is it?
the whole scene.
entire scene is ADR. Whole entire scene.
Of course.
We
And
literally
that's
went-
so annoying too when you get
I
in there and
swear.
you can't like you want to give it like it's so much better on
It was
the
so
day.
weird
Yeah.
too. I got to the ADR session. I see like mad lines.
Yeah,
I'm
like, what part
I'm
is it?
like, damn, what the,
The whole-
fuck?
the
And
whole
then
thing.
And then I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, this is all one scene. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it gets tough
It's
sometimes,
tough.
but
I feel bad for Fritz. Sorry,
Right.
Fritz.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite scene as Julio? Not to shoot, but like something that you saw. What was like the favorite
Honestly, bro, my favorite scene. I mean, I had so many moments over the years.
Or something that people maybe quote to you so much, like.
Yeah, you know, I gotta say, my death scene was one of those that, like, yeah, my death scene was one of those that, like, you know, to this day, thank you, Courtney. It was because I could have easily got a gun to the back of the head.
Yeah.
It was like a 3-page death scene, dog. It was
Yeah.
crazy. It was
It's
crazy.
that, and that scene probably got you so far on that reel.
It was insane, bro. It was the hardest 17-hour day ever. I broke my pinky 3 hours into the day.
Yes, I remember.
It's still
that.
crooked as
I
hell.
remember that.
I got pictures like day after I'm in the hospital getting surgery. Like I had two, literally like Wolverine. I had 2 pins in here.
Wait, how did you break your
I had
pinky?
2 pins in here for like 3-4 weeks. I just one of those, you know, because I get like, it's crazy, dude. Like I
You
get
fell,
ambushed.
right.
I get ambushed, and in the midst of like bashing 2 people's heads in, the one that I finally bashed in when I go to turn around to the last one slices my Achilles. So I have this lead pipe that I'm holding, and it was like this fake. The props gave me kind of like rubbery pipe that had holes in it. So on one of the takes, you know, you're in the middle of like doing this stuff and wanting to do it good. On one of the takes, like my pinky got caught in the lead pipe, and like when you fall, I remember calling the doctor and asking him before, being like, what happens when you get an Achilles slice? He's like, what do you mean, dog? Your leg goes numb, like you fall.
Yeah.
There's no you're done. You
Right.
fall. So like there, you know, for me it's just like all in. I kept falling to the ground, and in one take with the pipe, my finger in the pipe, my chest took the fall, and the finger just. It was just one of those things where I fell, and the whole thing just, I mean, this thing swelled up like a golf ball.
And you kept going.
I kept going, bro. Yeah. It was,
Wow.
I got in a bit of an argument, sorry, Gary, because they wanted my stand. And I remember Sakura showed up. He wasn't even working that day just to say bye to me because he's just the best.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like a bit in tears, just trying to like rally through everything. And like, you know, he was just like, dude, you got like, I was like, bro, I've been busting my ass in the show for 4 years. I'm not letting a stunt double come in.
Right.
I'm not going out like this. This is my last day. So, but it was just epic, bro. It was just one of those things where it was just like between prosthetics and everything, like it was just like, it was the most like strenuous, amazing kind of like, it was the one time where I really felt, okay, I have nothing left to give here.
Yeah.
I gave everything I had.
And it shows, bro. That's
They all
They
went through a
did
lot to
justice,
get you out
man.
of that scene, man.
Yeah.
He broke
Danny,
his
all
pinky
them,
for
like,
you.
Danny
Broke his
directed that.
pinky
It was
for you.
beautiful. But
Wait,
they
who
did-
directed that episode?
Danny, I forgot her last name. She was awesome.
Yeah, I'm curious if we had
Yeah.
her in
It was awesome,
But
man.
dude, that scene was insane.
It was- yeah,
Is
it
that
was
that's
legendary.
probably one of the favorites? Your favorite?
It was
thing
one of my
you've done?
favorite things I've ever
Yeah.
done as an actor, man. It was a
Damn.
lot of fun, dude.
That's
Yeah.
so
That gotta
fucking
be.
cool.
It was
yeah.
a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah. When you found out, was everyone upset? Were you like, was Joe like kind of?
Oh yeah, for
yeah.
sure, man. Absolutely. I had no idea. Kind of, to be honest with you, I didn't know it was coming. But like, just the way that season 4 kind of went around, the way that they were writing the character, I'm just like, he's weak. He's just like, he's a little too weak. Like
Yeah.
something's gonna happen here.
Yeah.
Like in the back of my mind, I'm just like, you know, he's just like, he's just kind of conforming to things, and like, and I knew it was gonna be real Timmy too. I just felt it. Who was gonna end up killing Dre, the character who plays Dre. But yeah, man, it was a great run, dude. It was 4 years. It was like the perfect timing. I feel like too. Everything, you know, stars aligned. Everything happened for the right reason. I got so much out of it.
Yeah, and
Met so many
ever
great
since,
people.
dude, you've been fucking killing
Things
it.
have been great, bro.
You've been-
I've been
so
very-
how
very
did
blessed.
Manifest happen? Was that a straight offer?
It's just, that was insane, man. It's just everything's been like since Power has just been nuts. My team told me, which is something I still to this day couldn't believe, like, which is just such a rarity and probably won't happen ever again. You know, who knows? But like, I was between Power to now, I was unemployed for like 11 days.
Damn. Yeah, that's very similar.
JJ, Jessica Jones came to my table like literally like right after.
Damn.
I tested for that, got it right away, and then that went a year. And then Manifest came, literally was like God sent. It was just like, I had no idea that they flew in this incredible director and our showrunner, and they had flown in just for me. I thought I was testing against a bunch of people.
Just
They had
you.
flown in just for me. I didn't know until I got it. But like, yeah, it was just kind of thing where I just literally walked into the room with them, read it, bombed, because it was kind of thing where I got it last moment, and it was like there was I'll never forget. I've never been so nervous in my life. There was this massive monologue, and they needed me to say it perfectly for the network.
Right. 'cause it's
So
network
I just
TV,
and I kept
yeah.
doing my work and feeling like I was doing it good, but I just couldn't get that monologue perfect. And you know the feeling of just like kind of being in your head about it. I must have done that. I must have done that take, I think, like 10 times.
in the room.
In the room with them. Like, it was just sweat. I was just like, I even told them, I was like, guys, you know, if you give me a couple days, you know I got. They're like, you don't change anything. Just give us this. And I left her being like, I didn't get this. Like
Yeah.
a tail between the legs, being like, it just wasn't for me. And then that was it. But yeah, man, it's been it's been a crazy.
Yeah, I just moved to a new apartment, bro, right? And my biggest enemy is getting groceries and cooking them. It's my biggest enemy.
Well,
bro.
you know what you need?
What do I need?
HelloFresh.
I heard of HelloFresh.
They make it easy for you. They send you all the ingredients. You don't have to go grocery shopping. You get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients delivered right to your doorstep.
With the ingredients and all.
Everything.
Recipes right there. They
Recipes
show
right
you how
there. Right, you know how you have to like get like 1 tablespoon?
Yeah.
None of that.
It's already
It's already pre-portioned.
So that's why it's America's #1 meal kit. That's why I'm seeing it all over the place.
Yep. And like, not only is it cheaper than grocery shopping, but it's 25% cheaper than takeout. Bro, do you know how much money I waste on food delivery services?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I do the same thing.
Bro, their service fees
Shit
are
is expensive.
ridiculous.
Service fees, delivery fee, tax. It's like you're paying for a whole nother meal.
And no worries if you're not a chef in the kitchen. HelloFresh makes it easy for you to cook. They pre-portion it. It's all there right in front of you with foolproof recipes.
So basically what I'm doing by using HelloFresh is saving time, saving money, and chefing up some good eats. Can't beat it.
So make sure you go to HelloFresh.com/crew to get your first 16 meals free on us, on the boys.
And free shipping.
And free shipping. You know how Mike feels about shipping.
Yeah, we ain't doing that.
What's your worst audition story? Do you have one?
Oh yeah, this is so embarrassing.
Yes.
This is so embarrassing.
Yes.
This is. But I can't top this. I hope I will never top this. I was in LA and I'm such an idiot. I was in LA and I was screen testing. I'm not gonna say for what it was. I was screen testing for something. And I get to the Sony lot. I get there a little early. I have some coffee. I get I get my lines. I make sure I'm nice and comfortable. I walk around the lot. I get some food. I preface this so I was walking around for a little bit. I get into the room. I screen test. And the scene had like some movement, like I had to move around and I kind of crouch down and move, whatever. Get back in the car, call my manager right away, and I was just like, when you just felt like you did your job and you just feel good, no matter what, if you got it or not, dude. You went there and you did what you were supposed to do.
Right.
And I felt so fucking confident. I was so fucking confident. I called her. I was like, I fucking killed that. I felt so great. I had this realization in the middle of the scene, blah blah blah, whatever, bro. And I looked down and my fucking zipper was completely open and I wasn't wearing underwear. And I was just like, it was this instant thing of just being like defeated, like instantly deflated, bro. Like just being like, did they see my dick? Like like I had spent 3 hours walking around, like did this test. I didn't get it. I don't know if maybe they saw it or not to this day, but I was just like, I never forget. I was just like, oh my.
That is tough.
Did they ever say anything or
no? They probably didn't,
Right.
you know what I mean? But I was
That
just
is
like,
tough.
I remember just feeling instantly just checked,
rough.
you know
That
what I mean?
is tough.
Oh,
I don't have one that beats that one, bro. I was just
nah,
like,
yeah.
to this
I
day,
don't
I
think
just
there's
like I'm very careful about not. It was one of those summer days. I was just like, I'm not gonna wear underwear, but like jeans wide open.
that is crazy. Did I ever tell you my bad audition story? I
Nah.
don't think I've ever told it on this podcast. This is bad. So I was going from one audition to another. So I was going Betty May, which was in Marina Del Rey, and I had to go to one that was in Glendale.
Yeah,
And anyone who knows at 5 o'clock, that's like an hour and a half.
That's
That's
easy.
So
impossible.
I'm like 30, 40 minutes late just in the car, like heading there. So I have to pee so bad. Like I'm literally like, I have to, and I'm not the type of guy, like I could hold for hours and I'm fine. But for some reason I was like, I got to do it. I had a water bottle here. It was like a cup like this. So I pee in the cup while I'm stuck in traffic, LA traffic, and I put it down. So I get to the thing, I'm rushing. I go to get out of the car, and I'm like, fuck, I forgot my sides. I went to, back in the car, I went to go grab my sides. As I was pulling the sides, I knocked the cup out of the thing all over me. So it just looked like I had peed my pants. And I smelt like piss. Like it was terrible. But the only like redeeming part about it,
You got it.
was that I didn't get it. But I was playing like a male prostitute, and who was like strung out on drugs. So I'm
Okay.
like, maybe they thought I went method and I peed my pants. But like,
Did you go in like that?
yeah, I went in with.
Oh, that's gangster.
I couldn't do anything else. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go in. And I literally went in like
Would
that.
you have gone in?
I mean, I'm 30 minutes late.
They were waiting for me.
I might as well. Like,
I just was like,
what do you do?
Right.
What do you do?
Right. And I went in.
Let's see how bad this could get.
Yeah. If I had time or whatever, I might have gone in. But I also was a broke actor at the time, so I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't even care.
Let's go.
But yeah, that was
amazing,
a bad
dude.
one.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
I
tough.
was saving that one for the Tonight Show, but you know what? This is almost. We're almost there, maybe. Yeah, dude, that's fucking wild. So how was it shooting Manifest in comparison to like Jessica Jones and like these other shows? And this is the last season, right?
Yeah, we're done. Yeah, we got 10 more that come out now in June 2nd. It's the
Nice.
last run. That's it. It's the last run. We did this last piece. Netflix gave us 20.
Nice.
So it was a whole year. But
Oh, so you did 10 and 10.
we did 10, took like a 6-week break, and then 10 more.
Nice.
That we finished in November. Yeah, man, it was, like, I've been very, very fortunate, dude. From Power to this, like, this one was hard to let go of, man, because it was like we shot at Silver Cup. I could take my dog to work.
Yeah.
There was no ego, like, from,
Right.
like,
Love that.
showrunner. Like, I have an issue with thing, I will call him. He picks up right away. Like, what do you need?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, just like selfish, like no selfishness whatsoever.
Right.
Through the entire run, man. It was just like, it was a collaborative effect of just like really, we all, you know how it goes. Everyone's like, oh, we're all family. No, we literally like
Family.
everybody was like family. Dog.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
And
like,
did you met your girlfriend on that show?
I met my girl on that one.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
Dude.
fire.
yeah.
Fuck, I want to on-set romance,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Damn it.
it wasn't easy, bro. We broke up for this last. We've been on and off. We broke up once, and we had to do last season broken up, which was it was difficult. It was my fear and my span of whatever 16-year career where I've never dated a co-star for a reason.
Yeah.
It was difficult, but she's incredible, man. And we're relationships are tough, and we're human, and we're trying to make it work. And she's, we're back at it and hoping that it works. And she's awesome, bro.
Yeah, we won't get into Michael's escapades, but
Yeah, I can only imagine. You guys are young, bro. You guys
People
are
are
young.
gonna clip that and go crazy now.
I love it. You guys relationships?
No.
No,
I'm
not
chilling.
yet. Not yet. You're young, baby. You're young.
Chilling,
shit.
man. You know.
So what do you want to do next? Like blue sky. What's something that like you really want to dive into, or like as an actor you've been dying to do this?
You know what's all incredible, man? Is like it's like I continue to go through this journey of like just self improvement, and I've been this year for me has been. And it's funny because Ramirez used to tell me all the time when he worked out, he's a monster. Obviously,
He played Sandoval, Greg Sandoval,
Mike Sandoval.
Mike Sandoval, yeah.
He used to always
Greg
tell me,
Knox,
"Dog,
yeah.
listen to podcasts." And he used to do about like health, but I've been obsessed with these podcasts lately that have just kind of sparked a fire under my ass. Because for me, like I have a couple really, they always say, "Write what you know."
Right.
And what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I've gotten to the place now where I want to start creating my own content.
Yeah,
I want to
that's
start
where we are.
producing and doing. I mean, you know what I mean. There's nothing like having your own stuff, having your own power of the edit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just creating.
sense
That's
of
why we have
ownership.
you get a voice and you be able to use it. And that's what really more than anything, man. I want to start producing some stuff. So I got some stuff with my team that we're working on. But I got this story. A couple stories about my childhood and about immigration in Cuba and what it is that
Hell yes.
there hasn't really been something done, in my opinion, that
Right.
really speaks to what like we mean. I left when I was 3 months old, but like what my family has had to go through. So I got some stuff there that I'm working on right now, but it's the fear of being like, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I want to do this justice. I'm not. And then next thing you know, 4 months pass, and like so I'm going through the struggles right now of just like putting shit down and just writing stuff down. So we are. I'm on the grind right now of creating some good stuff. But
Have you listened to The Secret?
oh yeah.
Dude, that's like my.
I live Jay. I got Jay Shetty's incredible.
Yep.
Huberman Lab. Like I got all these people. Like I've been listening. I listen to podcasts every single day.
Right.
Just on just to really kind of spark. It's important, man. You know what I mean?
100%.
That's important.
Not to put in a little innuendo here, but manifest things, guys, and also watch it on Netflix coming out soon.
June 2nd, baby.
I also who's like an actor that you're dying to work with? Like,
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac, yeah, that's a good one.
In my opinion, he's the best Latin actor working right now. Pedro Pascual is killing it as well. Pedro and Oscar are two that are just like they've stressed him. These guys have one's Tish, the other's Julio. They're properly trained, but they. From the moment they came out, and Pedro's been around for a very long time grinding. But I called Oscar a long time ago when no one knew who he was. I was like, this dude's different. Like, he's solid. There's so many good actors out there, man.
Who were some of your inspirations growing up when?
Well, I mean, De Niro, obviously. Leo's been doing this thing for a long time,
He's a
bro.
goat.
You know, I mean, there's so many incredible actors, dude.
Leo's different.
Leo's been doing this thing for a long time. Now you guys put me on the spot. I can't think there's so
Yeah,
many.
no, I just love like talking to other actors about this stuff because I'm curious who they like and who were there.
I just like to see different like people too, like that just really always taking risk. You know what I mean? I got this guy's. His name's Sam. What's his last name? I can't think of it now. Sam.
Sam Hewing?
No, not Mendes is director. Sam. Oh my gosh. He's been nominated.
What is he in?
He's done everything. Now I'm blanking. But anyway, like Christopher Walken's, like these people that are like constantly, like, you know what I mean?
Sam Rockwell, you're talking
Rockwell.
about. Yeah.
They're chameleons, bro. You know what I mean?
I saw Sam
We're
Rockwell
like,
on, he did that play with, I don't remember his name. It was on Lawrence Fishburne on Broadway. I saw him too last year. It was so good.
yeah.
But yeah, I love Sam Rockwell. He was in 3 Billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Yeah, everything, bro. Everything. Yeah, for me, that's kind of the goal now is to kind of like, I've gotten to a place now where I could be a little more selective.
Yeah.
And it's mainly for me is to get out of that kind of good-looking, leading thing. The leading man, you kind of can't get out of that. But I want to be.
All right, well, stop being fucking good-looking.
Yeah,
Stop
come on, bro. You know what's funny is I was overweight my whole childhood.
Really?
I was chunky as hell my whole childhood. I was a completely different kind of specimen, so to speak. I was always the guy. I was just like I was always very confident with who I was, but I could never get the girl. I would never like that wasn't me, man. And then I hit puberty. I had I just kind of shifted like around 1920.
It was over.
Things kind of shifted.
It was over.
Nah, over. Come on.
Yeah, now it's over.
He wasn't leaving nothing out there for nobody.
Yeah.
It was done.
It dried up for the rest of us.
Come on, man. Please. But
Bro,
anyways,
quiet.
it's
Bro,
about taking risk.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
This
Thank
was
you.
everything and more that I wanted. I
appreciate you
wanted
guys,
the
man.
Julio stories. I love it. You're a goat in this fucking
Please,
universe,
man.
man.
Thank
Hell
you so
yeah.
much. Congrats to
100%.
you guys, bro.
Solidified.
Honestly, you
Thank
guys are
you.
doing what you guys are doing is big time, bro.
Thank you,
I
bro.
appreciate it.
Yes,
Keep creating.
Thank you
man,
for
'cause that's
being
where
a
it's
part
at.
of it too. Thank you for being
Oh,
a part
please,
of it.
brother. I mean, I saw you grow up, big dog.
Man, we've been going.
Send your mama some love. I mean,
Yeah,
we've
got
been
you.
through it for years.
Hell yeah.
Bro,
We've been
I
rocking.
love it,
Do
bro.
you remember him at the table read?
I mean, of course.
Yeah.
He was a baby.
Yeah,
And to
literally.
be able to be like step into the big shoes he's got now and take over this whole, you know what I mean? It was like a complete 180, man.
It's crazy. He's
You
definitely
know,
a whole
take
different
Amari's kind of like energy over and like freaking just you guys are killing it, man. It's incredible. Yeah, I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. big
Thank
dog.
you, bro. We appreciate it.
Hey,
Well,
man, please.
make sure you watch Manifest. If you haven't
Thank you,
watched
brother.
it, go watch it on Netflix
Go
now.
tune in,
That's right, man. Appreciate you guys.
And it comes out
June 2nd.
June 2nd.
That's
June
right.
2nd, man.
The
That's
last
right.
season of
the
Manifest.
final season.
That's
Final
it.
season.
Final run.
Instagram, plug everything you have.
Yeah, it's oh my god, I should know this. JR Ramirez or JR8 Ramirez is my IG, I believe. I think
It
I probably
is because I just
is it-
tagged you in a story right before this.
There we go, man. JR8 Ramirez, y'all. Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's it.
Mike.
Michael Rainey Jr., Where's 22, whatever one you want to follow, it's up to you. Where's 22 on YouTube, we got vlogs. Y'all know the vlogs already. Hit the subscribe button.
Gianni V. Paolo on Instagram. TikTok, by the time you guys get this, I'm already at that milli. So if it gets banned because I made it. So, JR, thank you so much for coming on. Michael, give us one.
Listen, man, the crew has it, baby. We out of here.
Hey,
Crew has it,
boy.
and you have it. Watch Manifest. Make sure
Pleasure, y'all.
June 2nd.
June 2nd, baby. Don't miss it.
Hey.